acting stupid, we're being dumb. Maybe just a little bit foolish, but I feel so young. Drunk, I've never seen you clearer than now. We're flying high, floating somewhere up in the clouds. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real. Cause when we're doing our thing, we're like wheels that won't stop turning. So take me on a trip, trip, trip. Now, trip, trip, trip. Oh, flick that switch, kill the lights. Oh, wasted. City lights are shining so bright. All these empty faces, we don't care about them tonight. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real. Cause when we're doing our thing, we're the wheels that won't stop turning. I know we're acting stupid, we're being dumb. Maybe just a little bit foolish, but I feel so young. Just go a little crazy and lose it. I don't care if we're dumb, it's the only way we know how to do it. You make me feel so young. Oh, 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 I know we're acting stupid, we're being dumb. Maybe just a little bit foolish, but I feel so young. Just go a little crazy and lose it. I don't care if we're dumb, it's the only way we know how to do it. I feel so young. I know we're acting stupid, maybe just a little bit foolish. I'm waiting for you. No, I won't leave you. You've been down so long that I can barely breathe. In a sea of worry, waiting for a flurry. On water reaching for the sky. I thought that I could be without you. I thought I'd let you go and drop you. I thought that I could just pretend that I didn't miss you. But now it's plain for me to see. Hey, you're my only remedy. Won't you please come back to me? And I swear that I will never leave again. Hey, tell you what you mean to me. I was crazy to believe that I could live another day, making you my history. I'm begging of you, and the gods above you, that no matter what, you're gonna be alright. You've seen the bottom, the stars fell and I caught them. Now I'm just holding back my tears. I thought that I could be without you. I thought I'd let you go and drop you. I thought that I could just pretend that I didn't miss you. But now it's plain for me to see. Hey, you're my only remedy. Won't you please come back to me? And I swear that I will never leave again. Hey, tell you what you mean to me. I was crazy to believe that I could live another day, making you my history. You're more than the mirror for my you. I thought I'd let you go and drop you. I thought that I could just pretend that I didn't miss you. But now it's plain for me to see. Hey, you're my only remedy. Won't you please come back to me? And I swear that I will never leave again. Hey, tell you what you need of me. I was crazy to believe that I could live another day, making you my history.
I'm so high, so high. They told me to sit back, don't make a sound, don't go to the unknown. But I'm too curious for that. Might be a little crazy, I don't mind. I like the way it feels. No need to set off the alarm. No. So I won't stick with it, running in a wheel, no. So I'll be taking off, for I'm dead and gone. Oh, I'm so high, so high. I'm erase the aeroplanes up in the sky. I'm so high, so high. I'm a dream and fall asleep on clouds tonight. Yeah. You see, my home is where my heart is, so I reach for higher ground. I'm living out of a suitcase. I'm getting close, now I can taste it. Flavors bitter, still so sweet. I see the finish line ahead. Oh, now I'm in Wonderland, I won't ever come down. Just like a satellite flashing through the night air. Oh, I'm so high, so high. I'm erase the aeroplanes up in the sky. I'm so high, so high. I'm a dream and fall asleep on clouds tonight. Yeah. Oh, can't you see? I'm so high, so high. I'm erase the aeroplanes up in the sky, in the sky. I'm so high, so high. I'm a dream and fall asleep on clouds tonight. Yeah. Give me a try, I know we can make it. Take my love, I don't wanna give you up. Yeah, my love. You are my reason for living, but you make me feel alive. You and I can't fight this feeling. My love, my love, my love. You are my reason for living, but you make me feel alive. You and I can't fight this feeling. My love, my love, my love. My love, my love, my love, my love, my love, my love, my love. My love, my love, my love, my love, my love, my love.
Now don't be waiting, here's what you can find. Let's do whatever, what is on your mind. This is my kind of thing, so what you say? There's no tomorrow, it's too far away. 'Cause ooh, here's what we gon' do. Take it to the limit, there's no other way. And ooh, with you by my side, dive into the ocean, let me be your guide. If tonight never comes again, I don't mind. This is not the end, so come with me and just enjoy the ride. If we're gonna do what you gotta lose. What you gotta lose. Don't you care about what people have to say? Let's do whatever, we'll do it anyway. So come with me, are you being shy? Some call me crazy, but it's alright. 'Cause ooh, here's what we gon' do. Take it to the limit, there's no other way. And ooh, with you by my side, dive into the ocean, let me be your guide. If tonight never comes again, I don't mind. This is not the end, so come with me and just enjoy the ride. If we're
Oh, hello there, everyone. I missed you guys. I really missed you. It has been so long, like 2, 3 weeks since our last live stream. And I think that was like on Twitch or something. So yeah, we are back. We are back. And we are starting like in a few seconds from now. Yeah, so everything is working here. So yeah, as you can see in the main screen, so we are now waiting for the official demonstration, for the official full demo of the PlayStation 5 DualSense hands-on demo. And this is going to be presented by the famous journalist, gaming journalist, Geoff Keighley. But it's like something official. It's in cooperation, in collaboration, in whatever edition it is with Sony. So this is the actual official demonstration of the PlayStation 5 controller. Here we go, like 10 seconds. 5. Yeah, there we go.
This right here is the PlayStation 5 DualSense. Yes, it's powered up because we are going to go hands-on with the PlayStation 5. Hey guys, it's Geoff Keighley, and this is a special Summer Game Fest stream. Really a special year for all of us that new consoles are coming out, and a lot of people have wondered what PlayStation 5 is going to play like. A big part of that is the controller and the experience of playing games, especially because this controller is a little different than the traditional DualShock. And I've got that here, my PS4 Pro DualShock. This is a form factor that really has been around since the original PlayStation.
Since the original one,
in various different forms. There weren't analog sticks back then. But the DualSense introduces a couple new innovations. And having played it here for a couple of hours, I'll kind of summarize those for you before we get into some gameplay. The big things that I've noticed are the adaptive triggers, the L2 and R2. So outside of the game environment, you just kind of pull these down like any controller. But when you're in a game, there's actually the possibility to create tension points or haptics inside of these adaptive triggers. So imagine pulling this down and feeling the pressure from a bow in a bow and arrow. Or even in an action game, pulling this down and feeling active reload points, where designers can actually create tension points as you pull this down at certain percentages and give the player feedback. So I think that's a unique sensation that is going to have a pretty big impact, I think, longer term on gameplay. The other thing inside of this controller are the haptics. So PlayStation had Rumble for quite some time, but the haptics add another layer to the experience. It's not just sort of one rumble point. So it's not just kind of on or off. There's the ability to create other sensations. As you'll see in this demo I'm going to show you of ASTRO's PLAYROOM, you'll see what ice feels like, what sand feels like, and different surfaces. The other thing that I've noticed is that the speaker in the DualSense, it feels like it has much more range than the PlayStation 4 speaker, and it often directly ties into what's happening with the haptics. At least in ASTRO's PLAYROOM, there's much more variety in the types of sounds coming out of the speaker. And I'm sure every game will use it differently or may not use it as much. But at least in this demo, you really do sense that there's a lot going on with the haptics and there's sound that ties into it. And then when you combine that with the Tempest 3D engine in PlayStation 5 for the speakers, the sort of harmony between the controller sound and what's happening in the PlayStation 5 is really, really unique and interesting. So those are the things I noticed in it. Some people have asked also about, like, what's the weight of it? What does it feel like? Compared to the DualShock for PS4, it definitely weighs a little bit more, but doesn't feel substantially heavier. And if anything, I think it actually has a little more heft to it in a good way, that it feels more structured and there's more sort of inside of it. So centered, but definitely feels feels good to me. So let's talk about what we're going to play today. What we're going to check out is ASTRO's PLAYROOM, and that is the game that comes packed with the PlayStation 5. It is pre-installed on the system. You don't even have to download it. And it's not just like a tutorial demo of 15 minutes. It's a multi-hour game. We're going to get to play one section of it today. And I think the reason we're playing this is because it comes with the system and it really showcases the controller. So, of course, everyone wants to see what Horizon Forbidden West looks like on the system. And
no problem. I'm okay with the PLAYROOM.
It is focused, I think, more on the controller and the haptics and the adaptive triggers versus trying to showcase the power of the SSD or the true graphics horsepower
I really expect
of
that.
PS5. So that's all stuff we can look forward to. We've seen those games at the event, and they look spectacular. So that's another aspect of PS5 that I'm sure hopefully we'll get to see.
So actual gameplay, guys,
in the coming weeks. But at least right now, we're going to look at the controller and how that relates to gameplay with ASTRO's PLAYROOM. So let's call it up here and go hands-on live with PS5.
Yeah, let's do that.
Hear the sound of my bot walking around. So full 6 degrees of motion as always. Looks like I'm going to have to flick up here on the pad to release my bot. And we are in CPU Plaza. The thing about this game, as you will see in this demo, there are a lot of references to the history of PlayStation. So Cooling Springs is the area that is open on Geoff's demo of this game.
By the way,
and
guys, like this flicking thing that he talked about,
and just go through
like
this experience.
There's nothing new.
All right, so we're on the beach here.
Like
there are beach balls you can play around with.
ASTRO bots game on the PlayStation 4 already has this
enjoying life, sunning themselves.
mechanism.
Bot on vacation here. Should I disrupt them? How rude of me, right? And then we're going to head on over here into this sandstorm created by, I guess, these CPU fans. And again, when you get into this environment, I'm static here, but you hear the crisp sounds of sand coming at you. There's a tension in the controller.
So the sound is coming from the controller. Okay.
You push further in. Here we are. And look! The rubber ducks are back! Remember the duck demos? PlayStation 3, I think that was? Rubber ducks? Alright, so I have this suit, and I'm going to push up on the controller to zip him up. This is the frog suit. And this frog suit shows off the adaptive controllers. So I'm going to move my controller left and right. And these adaptive triggers are really, really cool. And I've never felt something like this before in a console controller. As you push down on the controller, there's tension now in these adaptive triggers, and it's programmable. One thing that I think is really fun about this demo is it makes you think of how these technologies are going to be used in other games. So you think of Ratchet and Clank. I mean, obviously a lot of this gameplay similar in style to a Ratchet game. So you think of all those crazy graphics that we saw on the stream, but with this type of control and this kind of fun. So now we've made it to the frozen pool area of Cooling Springs. And here, we're going to pull down on this. And again, you see this ice, but you hear a storm literally inside of the DualSense, and sort of a small little rumble from the haptics. Little ice shards here. As you go past every ice shard, you hear the little tink of the ice shard. I wonder if, like, if I put this up to the mic, this is not ASMR, this is PSMR. Do you guys hear that? His little footsteps? All this is coming out of the controller. Got a checkpoint here. Now this one, you actually have to blow into the controller.
Oh, come on. That's gimmicky.
Again, this one, you pull back, just like a bow and arrow almost. And look, I unlocked a PlayStation 3. I have a PlayStation 5. Well, I had a lot of fun playing with the DualSense controller and AstroBot. And I wanted to get a little more information on all things PlayStation. So joining me now is the worldwide head of marketing at PlayStation, Eric Lempel. Eric, how we doing?
Hi, Jeff. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I got to go hands on with PS5, which was a nice surprise this week. I was not expecting it, but you guys are full of surprises for PS5. It looks like.
Yeah, and you're one of the first to actually touch the DualSense outside of the company and the developers. I'd love to know what you think. This is a big thing for us.
Yeah, no. Again, I'm used to going to a
What
big
are the
event and playing with
negatives,
everyone, but the
Jeff?
fact that I got it here and got to play it was really special. And I have to say, after watching the event and seeing the games, I was excited. But the gameplay feels like a whole other dimension to the experience. With what's happening with the adaptive triggers and the haptics and everything. So it was one of those things that I was playing Astrobot, but imagining all the other games, how that's going to impact the experience. And one thing I'd heard is that demo or version of it, you guys actually shared with developers initially.
That's true. So what you played is a part of a title called Astro's Playroom. It was in our show a few weeks ago, and it's installed on every PlayStation 5. So everyone who buys a PlayStation 5 will get this game, and it really shows off a lot of the features of the platform, but really does a great job of showing all the benefits of the DualSense controller. So what we did is early on, we had another version of the title that we took around to the developers that were engaged in PlayStation 5 development and showed them what was possible with a title. And it's been a great example, and it's really opened up people's minds to how they can use this new device and really the new features of the controller. But I would say when people get their PlayStation 5, that should probably be one of the first things they do is just jump in there and experience this because as you've seen, it's pretty special.
No, we've been using the same a similar kind of form factor of DualShock for many, many generations, and obviously adding analog sticks and rumble and things like that, and the touchpad. But this feels like it's a bit of a redesign, but I really like how it feels in my hands. And I imagine for PlayStation, when you were conceiving a PS5 and Mark Cerny was architecting it, I imagine the controller and a lot of those innovations were kind of right there at the beginning as something that you wanted to put into the system.
It's true. As we've said many times with PlayStation 5, it's a brand new generation, and we believe in generations. So we want to evolve every part of the experience. And the controller is really the most intimate part of the experience. It's the extension of the player. So, we thought a lot about this. And one of the things we could have done is just iterate on the DualShock. We've done that for many years. The gamers absolutely love the DualShock. They tell us it's the best controller we've ever made, the latest edition. But we
Not
thought, no,
me.
let's go a step further. Let's see how a new generation can express a whole new feeling. And that's where the DualSense came about. So early on, it was part of the plan to evolve the experience. And there are many parts of that experience, but this is a really unique part that
Yeah.
truly takes a step forward in gaming.
You mentioned you believe in generations. I guess it's a bit of a controversial opinion to some people about this idea that generations are going to sort of break with the past, right? And I wanted you to maybe talk a bit about that because it does seem like that's like a cardinal sort of virtue of the PlayStation promise is that there is this sort of break from the past, a new generation with a new console games optimized for that system versus kind of working across multiple devices and multiple generations. Can you maybe give us a little bit more perspective on the controller being a part of that, but that view, which is obviously counter, we've seen Xbox saying something different around that. Why is that so important to PlayStation as a principle of the sort of the architecture of PlayStation 5?
Well, specifically for us, a big pillar of our company is innovation. It's a pillar of Sony Corporation. It's also a pillar of the PlayStation company. And
So really,
we are
so
always
much
trying to push the
like
boundaries.
PR
We push the
talk
boundaries of
here.
play. That's what we say internally. We want to excite gamers. We
So
want to
much
deliver new
marketing, right?
experiences. So as we go into a new piece of hardware, it really has to check the box on a lot of different areas to fulfill those promises. And we a lot of developers about this. We've gone out there, we've talked to people about what they want in a next generation console. And really to do that, you've got to deliver a lot. And I think what's really unique about the DualSense is that it plays into another one of your senses. But we're covering a lot of the senses with PlayStation 5. I mean, first and foremost, I'd say in gaming, for the history of gaming, the first sense is seeing. It's all the visuals, it's the graphics. And naturally, with every generation, the graphics improve. And with PlayStation 5, we're taking the leap forward there. And then there's sounds, and we're introducing a new form of 3D audio, which will be really powerful no matter what you're playing, no matter how you're playing. And then the next piece is touch. And touch has been around for a while. We've had force feedback. Of course, we've had different types of force feedback and rumble in the DualShock, but this takes that to a whole new level. Similar to what gamers have expected from other generational chips, this brings it to a whole new place. I mean, it's haptic feedback. It's these adaptive dynamic triggers. I mean, something no one's ever experienced before, and it really brings you closer to the game. And the biggest joy for us is putting this in the hands of developers, because developers want to push the technology as far as it can go to tell stories and really bring the gamer into their worlds. And we believe all of these things combined, as well as all the other great PS5 features we spoke about, really lead to a next generation experience. And in many cases, we can't take everybody with us from previous consoles into that experience. You need new hardware, you need new devices to experience what these developers want you to experience.
And I imagine, PS4, there'll still be games coming out for it. I mean, it's not like the pipeline stops there, but there's this sort of new set of experiences that will be exclusive to PS5, right?
Exactly. PlayStation 4 is a big part of everything we do, and it will continue to be a big part of everything we do. There's a lot more to come on PlayStation 4. I think most recently we're seeing some of the greatest titles this generation have released in recent weeks, but that will continue. And again, PlayStation 5 is the next generation product, but again, we've got a lot to come for people on PlayStation 4. Still a ton of life in that product.
When I was playing Astros, one of the things that my mind started racing with was thinking of how this is going to apply to a game like Ratchet, because sort of similar gameplay style, but with the audio, the speaker in the DualSense, and the haptics and the adaptive triggers. One feature we haven't talked much about is the SSD and that sort of input-output on the device, and how that's going to allow a lot of interesting things. And when I saw the event in June, that Ratchet trailer just blew me away with like jumping between those worlds so quickly. And could you maybe talk a bit about like that feature, which I didn't really, Astro's not a game I think that really is needs the SSD to function the way it is. Can you talk a bit about the SSD and how that's going to impact the experience?
Sure. And this ties back nicely to your question about generations, because when you look at a game like Ratchet, and we've talked about a lot of different features today, and as you mentioned, we haven't mentioned SSD. That is another thing that will make the whole gaming experience different. It'll make it better, but it also allows the developers to do new things. It isn't just about faster loading time. And you take a great developer like Insomniac, and they found a way to say, okay, look, here's a game that could only be made on PlayStation 5, on this generation, using this technology. A lot of what you saw in the show, jumping through those different worlds instantly, just can't be done in most cases. And it needs new hardware, it needs new power. So that's something we're looking forward to. I mean, all of these things come together. You combine that with 3D audio, with a controller, ray tracing. I mean, these are great experiences, and these developers know how to harness every piece of those features to really bring you a unique experience. And that really speaks to what next gen is for us.
So that Ratchet game, like, couldn't be done on PS4. I guess if you did it, you'd have to fundamentally change the kind of the architecture and the gameplay of it.
You would have to change it. You would have to change the way the game works. It would be a different experience. According to everything that Insomniac have told us, this hardware allows them to deliver on this vision. They could not make it. If they did, it would just be different. You would be playing a different type of game, and the experience would be different.
Yeah, no, I have to say, after playing with the controller, DualSense, and the experience, I definitely got a sense of where you're taking things moving forward. And let's talk a bit about that, because you guys had the big event, so many great titles. I think gamers are very excited about PS5. I think we saw even this week there were rumors that pre-orders were happening, and the Twitter lit up. I don't know where these rumors start, but I have to ask you, like, are you about to press the button now for pre-orders? Like, when can we expect to get our PS5?
Not yet.
No, definitely not now. We don't know what happened there. We had nothing to do with it. I got a message from someone saying people are lining up at stores, and we had no idea why. So I think it's safe to say, for all of your viewers, we'll let you know when pre-order will happen. We will let you know. It's not going to happen with a minute's notice. We're going to at some point let you know when you can pre-order a PlayStation 5. So please don't feel like you have to go run out and line up anywhere until you receive official notice on how that'll work. So I don't know how that happened. Don't know who did it. Wasn't us though. So
well, but look, I mean, as a marketer, I'm sure it's great to see there's that much anticipation for your product.
Oh yeah, no, look, we absolutely love all of the PlayStation fans, and we're thrilled that they're excited about this product. And again, with this product, we're trying to bring them experiences they didn't think were possible. And you're experiencing some of that. One of the first people to experience that. I'm glad you had the experience that you did, because that's what we're hoping to get out of this. And unfortunately, given the current situation in the world, we would love to be out there having gamers start to touch the product. We would have done that in normal years. We can't do that. So it's really hard. I know a lot of people watching this, and they're going to really wonder, like, what are they talking about?
They're going to be angry at me saying, why did he get one?
Send it to me.
Why did Geoff get to do it? But I think it's really hard to describe. I mean, you've heard us talk about this, but now you've gone through the experience, and you can see it's different.
One thing I wanted to ask you about, you and I have known each other for a long time, and I'm excited that you're in this worldwide role for PlayStation now to kind of unify the messaging around the world. And there was a new tagline for PlayStation that showed up in the event in June, which I think was the first time people had seen it. And can you maybe tell us a bit about this new kind of tagline, which is global for PlayStation?
Certainly, and thanks for noticing that. That was actually the last bit of the show. That was the last thing you saw on the show, was this new line, which is "Play has no limits." And as you said, we've known each other a long time, and you've known how the PlayStation organization was structured. And in the past, we were really separate groups around the world that all worked together and laddered up to a parent company. And in recent years, we've started to globalize, and we've seen great benefits from that in many parts of the organization. And so another part of this was the marketing piece. And really, if you look at great brands around the world, they all feel similar, or at least to a great degree similar. And a part of that is the global brand line. And these lines, if they're good, they stand the test of time, and they stick with the brand for a long time. So this was a hard job for the team. We went back and we looked at this, and we thought, what type of line would really satisfy the world? And that was "Play has no limits." That's what we believe. And there's many different ways to interpret it, so I'm going to leave it to all the viewers to interpret it the way they like. But for us, it is really about speaking to innovation and speaking about new experiences that you can have with PlayStation that you never expected. And really, it's how we push ourselves. We don't constrain ourselves. We want to push the limits of gaming all the time. And right up to the end of everything we do, we're constantly pushing to deliver something new, something best in class. And I'm excited about this, because I would say, Geoff, you've been around the industry for a very long time. I would challenge you to name all of the PlayStation taglines this past generation around the world. You couldn't, because there were a ton of them.
I was going to say, I know greatness awaits, but beyond that, it's like, I don't even.
So there were a lot of them, and that's why we really wanted to get this together. And of course, the line will be localized.
Was it for the players, I think, or something in the UK, maybe?
For the players, exactly.
Yeah.
It was the line that was used across most parts of Europe, but there were a lot more than that. So we looked at this and we said, no, let's get one line that solidifies the brand. Also, look and feel of the brand is changing slightly. You saw some of that during the event a few weeks ago, and that will also be global. So we'll be a very strong global brand.
Well, again, there's a lot of love for PlayStation and what you guys have teased us with PS5 this year. I think it's been such an interesting rollout of, you never know when something's going to pop up on Twitter, or the box art itself was sort of like trending when you put out the Miles box. So who knows what's next?
Yeah.
I can't let you go without everyone online wants to know about, like, are we going to get other colors of controllers or consoles? I imagine for launch,
black,
and hard enough to get one out, but is that on the roadmap?
We'll talk about it at some point. Right now,
it's coming, guys.
As you mentioned, it's a hard enough job to get the unit that we've showed out. So,
yes.
But we'll talk about it at some point.
All right. Well, we know there'll be two of them, the all digital one as well, coming out, and we are excited to see what's in store for PlayStation. I'm sure there are more surprises, but it's an exciting year for the industry that these new consoles are coming out. I never thought there'd be a a console launch in the middle of this. With I would never think my first hands-on would be in my own place with a PS5 controller, but I'll take it. And they quickly took it away. So
I will take it as well, if possible. Yeah.
We'll check it out again. Hopefully this
I don't
holiday
mind.
season.
Yeah.
Eric Lempel,
Don't get here.
Great to have you with us, and thanks for giving us a little bit of hope and excitement this year about PS5. I think it's all something we need, and we look forward to playing it later this year.
Thanks, Geoff. It was great speaking with you as always.
Okay, so they are finished or what now? That's it, I guess. That's it, right? Come on, nothing more? So I guess that's it, guys. So, as always, I have been like always brutally honest, regardless of the thing, the subject, the platform that we are talking about. I don't give a shit if it's like the PlayStation, if it's a Microsoft thing like the Xbox, if it's a Nintendo thing. I am not biased at all. So I must say that I am really, really a little bit disappointed now after what they have shown us. So we have seen like 80% marketing talk, like just PR bullshit, really. And 20% was the actual controller thing. The other important thing was this is not live. This wasn't a live showing that we have seen. This was pre-recorded. And it's like very easy to spot that this was all pre-recorded as they went through different scenes, like different scenes from the game. Then they went to the interview, let's say. And that was like done in a quick transition between these scenes and these like the scenes from the DualShock 4 and from the ASTRO adventure game, ASTRO bot game, and then they went into the interview. So this was all pre-recorded, guys. Sorry, this was all pre-recorded. Nothing was shown actually like a live demonstration. So that's one of the things that we must take into consideration. First thing about the design. So it's really like the pictures, although I must say like the pictures look better. So it doesn't look like astonishing when you look at it, like especially the new paint job, like the white paint job. Like when you see it like this in video form, I will mute this. Yeah. So it doesn't look like something that's very impressive, right? Especially when we like put them, let's get it into frame with the DualShock 4. So it doesn't look like that impressive when put side by side with the DualShock 4, right? The white looks a little bit bleh. I am sure like when you have it in your hand, that's another experience. That's a whole another experience that we are yet to experience, right? But in comparison with the pictures definitely give it a nicer look than this video form. Here in video form, like I'm not too astonished by it or something. But I'm sure like we have to wait until we get it in our hands, or and you don't have to buy a PlayStation 5 for that. It will be all over the place. It will be in stores. You can just go and see like a demo unit or something by November, hopefully. And we'll get to know for sure if it's like a step up in actual like quality of materials and the build quality in comparison to the DualShock 4. But here when they are like put beside each other, I am not like, oh my god, this is like a huge leap forward in controller design, or this is, oh my god, what the hell, this is amazing. No, I am looking at them side by side, and the DualShock 4 is holding its own, really. Something that you can like I was really excited when I saw the leap that Microsoft took from the Xbox, the original one, to the Xbox 360. And then the other thing from the 360 to the Xbox One controller. Like, that was a major shift in my opinion. And the design of it is like much better. Like, when you get into from a generation to the other, especially with Microsoft, like, you truly sense that you have made a very big leap. So this is like miles, hundreds of miles better than the 360 controller, the Xbox One controller. And the Xbox One controller is, as said, is much better than 360 controller. And the 360 controller was actually also very, very, very improved design from the original Xbox controller, in my opinion. In my opinion, because I have all the three major controllers. I have the Xbox One controller, and I have here the DualShock 4 controller, as you can see, and I have also the Nintendo Switch. Let me show you here, all in black, as you can see. I like black controllers. So this is the Switch Pro controller. And as you can see, like, I think like both Nintendo and Sony have copied this one, because this one is a winning formula. This one is the thing. This one is the best controller ever made, the Xbox One controller, and that's why Microsoft didn't even bother to change it with the Xbox Series X, because they are using almost the exact same controller. In my as far as I know, they are using the exact same controller as the Xbox One controller for the Xbox Series X, because they have perfected the controller formula, in my opinion. Maybe just the analog buttons here need some changes, maybe, but they are not that bad, really. And maybe some work on the triggers, but that's always subjective. And everything else, like the weight, the placement of the buttons, and the analog sticks themselves, the button press, the whole feel when you hold the Xbox controller is really, 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 really much better than the DualShock 4. Like, you can feel it immediately once you hold them both. You can feel it. The DualShock 4 is actually lighter, but like, this feels heftier, but it's actually more in your hand. Like, you feel this presence of the controller in your hand, and that makes the grip is actually also exponentially better here in the Xbox One controller compared to the DualShock 4 controller, because here, like, it's almost that you have no grip, really. Here it's almost no grip. So Sony is just now, in my opinion, is just copying the design that Microsoft did, the very successful and amazing design that Microsoft did. And this is something that I honestly found it at first found it not that innovative. They are just copying, and then I understood why they did that, like why Sony did this, because this is the almost perfect controller. This is the best controller ever made, the Xbox One controller. Until now, this is the best controller I have ever played with, I have ever used, and I understand why Nintendo followed suit and designed almost the same controller, really, as the Switch Pro controller. And then we are seeing that here with the PlayStation 5. They are doing this DualSense controller, which is just really, if this was in black, you can't tell it from the Xbox controller, from the Xbox One controller. And maybe this is why they went with this white design as a pre-release hype, because if they release or show us the black one, the black PlayStation 5 controller, I think you wouldn't be able to tell it from this one, because even now they have removed the colors of the buttons that you can see here in the picture here, the comparison picture, and here in my controller, like which is something that I don't like. Like these buttons are iconic. The colors of the buttons are something iconic. I want my X button in blue. I want the other buttons in the pink and whatever it is that says orange or red for the circle, and then the green for the triangle. I want these. I don't know why they didn't use that with this controller, with the PlayStation 5 controller, because the colors are gone now and the buttons look kind of bland really now. So yeah, I'm not a fan of that as well. And truly said, I'm a little bit disappointed because really what they have shown us is nothing new. Like they are talking about this 3D audio concept and the speaker that's on the controller. We have that already. We have that. It's here. It's here. I think you can see it here. Yeah. It's right that. You have it already. You have it already here. And the problem was not that it's not there. It's already there since 2013 with the DualShock 4. The problem is that nobody uses it and no developer use it in their games, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So I think this is going to be just a gimmick, and it will stay with this ASTRO bot adventure game, and you won't see it anymore in any other game, because developers really don't bother using this sound thing coming out from the teeny tiny almost annoying speaker that's being put here in this controller, which is the DualShock 4 controller. This is not the DualSense. I'm not Geoff Keighley. So this is the DualShock 4 controller. It has that. It has this thing, and I have heard it an ASTRO bot or the PLAYROOM thing, and maybe in 2 other games throughout my whole my whole experience with PlayStation 4. I have heard it 3 times maybe, or 4 times in 3 or 4 different games. Maybe 2 of them were launch games. So they were like a showcase of what this thing is, this 3D audio or this stereo thing is, which is a mono, really. This is just a mono. This is a mono speaker that doesn't sound very well. And here they are talking about improving this sound, and that this is now 3D audio coming out from the controller. But from what I heard, like with you watching this live stream, which is a pre-recorded, this is not a live stream, was the same sound that I heard in this controller before. Doesn't look that improved just by hearing what he was hearing. So I didn't notice any improvement in sound. It didn't blow me up or something. On the contrary, it made me more disappointed, even more disappointed than that. So the sound seems exactly like the DualShock 4 one, which is underutilized. No developer is using it. I think this is just a gimmick, a pre-launch, a pre-release gimmick that you will only see, experience pre-release. They are just hyping things up. And maybe with this ASTRO bot game and maybe a couple other games from Sony, they will utilize this audio thing, this stereo thing, and nobody else will use it. I don't think this is going to change. It has been 7 years with the DualShock 4 and the PlayStation 4, and nothing changed about using the speaker, the mono, teeny tiny speaker. Nothing changed about using it. Nobody is using it. No developer is using it. And the players are not demanding that it should be used. And I think this is not going to change with this one. It's even this one has even more grill holes. So yeah, I'm not a fan of that. It's like something that's just a marketing bullshit for me. And I understand that Jeff can't say his mind about it. I was like searching for his facial expressions, which weren't that excited really. Like he wasn't really excited when he actually got the thing. Where is that? So maybe after trying it. So I didn't think that he like he was blown away or something. Because like the first and the early reveals got us really excited, myself included, because the controller seemed like a revolutionary thing from the PlayStation team, almost like the boomerang controller that you have seen from the PlayStation 3 that was received with a heavy backlash and then got cancelled. But that was a radical new design. And then Sony went back to the classic design, just improved it a little bit with the PlayStation 3 controller, DualShock 3, which was a really bad controller. I didn't like it. And I didn't like the PlayStation 2 controller wasn't that good as well, but there was no competition really. Like we had the Xbox, the original Xbox controller, which was a little bit horrendous. And there was the Wii as well. So yeah, the Wii controller, if you can call it a controller. So that was not a very exciting time. The PlayStation 2 time was not a very exciting time for controller design. And the PlayStation 2 controller was the best, not because it was the almost perfect controller, like the one we have here, the Xbox One controller, but because there was really no competition. The Xbox controller was horrendous, the original one. The Wii controller was not even a controller. And that's why the PlayStation 2 controller was the best controller out there. Then matters turned with the next generation, with the PlayStation 3 generation, because Microsoft woke up. Microsoft have designed the very successful, the now almost legendary Xbox 360 controller, which was a revolutionary controller at the time, and it showed how weak the DualShock controller design is, really. And I think like the PlayStation 3 controller was one of the worst controllers ever, in my opinion. It's not very good. Everything about it is weak. The build quality was weak. The feeling of the weight distribution and the heft in your hand is not there. The triggers were atrocious. Everything about it, almost everything about it was bad, except maybe from the button press, which was decent. So I think like the best controller design that Sony have ever done was the DualShock 4, in my opinion. This is the best controller that Sony has ever designed, but it's also it has no place. It's not even in the same league as this one, as the Xbox One controller. And the problem with this thing is that they are just showing us the gimmicks about it, and even Jeff Knightley doesn't look that excited when he actually tried this stuff. So he was like talking about the flick thing, like you flick the controller in order to release the bot, the ASTRO bot, and that's something that you literally have in the ASTRO bot game, in the VR game on the PlayStation 4. You already have this flick mechanism, but again, everybody has forgotten about it because nobody uses it. It's already there. It's the same thing with the speaker thing. It's already there in the DualShock 4 controller. But the thing is, nobody uses that. And it's not being implemented anywhere. So, yeah, we already have this. We already have this touchpad thing, which he was like talking about like it's something new or something revolutionary. It's already there. So this haptic feedback thing and the gyroscope thing, we already have it. We have the gyroscope thing also since the PlayStation 3 days, which was a huge gimmick, and also like the other stuff wasn't used at all. And then it's being also implemented in the DualShock 4 controller, and it's not being used as well, this gyroscope or the movement of the controller. And they are using this again, and they are like remarketing it to us as something like totally new, which is not true. This is not something new. We already have seen that before, and we already have that before. So what remains is just like this haptic feedback thing, really. What remains is just this the haptic feedback thing that he is telling us that you will feel stuff from the rumble movement, from the vibration, from whatever, because of this haptic engine, which I think is something that Sony also copied from the Switch controller, from the built-in Switch controller. I think that's the thing that Sony is talking about here. So, and this is also not being used in the Switch. I have a Switch. I have a Nintendo Switch, and also you won't find this haptic feedback thing in almost more than 90% of Switch games. The other 10% are mainly first-party games from Nintendo, and even not every Nintendo game is using this haptic feedback thing. So I think like Sony is just borrowing stuff. They are borrowing the Xbox One controller design and sticking it as their design. They are using like the haptic feedback engine from the Switch controller, and they are using it as the DualSense system. So it's just copying, really. It's just a copy thing. My impressions after what I have seen, like this was a really bad showing. I'm not very excited about this controller. In reality, now it looks like just like the DualShock 4, but they have changed the actual contours of the design in order to be like the Xbox One design. So in order for it to be better, to have a better grip and to be better held in hand. And they have also like removed, as you can see here, they have removed the light thing from the DualShock 4 that was here. They have removed it completely, as you can see here, and they have put it actually around the touch part. So this is the touch part, and they have put it here, like just around it. So it will consume much less battery. It will take much less from the battery life, and that's why you will be able to use the controller. Supposedly, you will be able to use this controller, DualSense controller, much longer than the DualShock 4, because DualShock 4 uses a much larger footprint for the light. So they have completely taken that off. But don't be swayed or convinced that this is a revolutionary thing, because they are just like recycling and copying things. They are recycling all things. There's nothing new about the touch thing that they have shown us, the flick or something, which is already in the DualShock 4. There's nothing new about the 3D audio thing, the sound thing that they are talking about. It's already here in the DualShock 4, but nobody is using it, and nobody will use it with this one. And what else? The haptic feedback one is a complete rip-off from the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, and also the whole design of it, the contours, the added weight, as Geoff has told us, and the dimensions, the contours, is a direct rip-off from this one, from the best controller that's available right now, which is the Xbox One controller. So what remains really? The gyroscope things, the movement that he was showing us, like you move like this and it will move like this in game. This is already here. This one has a gyroscope and it's already here, and the gyroscope was here from the PlayStation 3 days until now, and it's also the same problem. Nobody is using it because it's really a gimmick. Nobody is having like fun with that, neither the players nor the developers. So this is already here in the DualShock 4. So what remains? Nothing actually like revolutionary or a next gen thing, or like a huge leap or something. It's the same thing. This haptic feedback thing that you see now in the frame is just the same as the Switch one, which is something gimmicky as well. And you had like 2 games that supported it from Nintendo, and that was it. Like for the other 1,000 games that are on the Switch, there's no game that supports it, because it's really, in honesty, a gimmick. As I have said, I think like they went with this white color just to differentiate it. So people are clever. People have noticed that since the second this was announced, that this was to differentiate it from the Xbox One controller, because if this was in black, like you won't be able to tell it from the Xbox One controller. So yeah. So I am disappointed. Like now, after actually seeing it in action and with someone using it, I think it will be like, it will definitely be an improvement of the PlayStation 4 controller, the DualShock 4. But that's understandable, because they are copying everything from everyone else. Like they are copying the best things from Nintendo and from the Xbox One controller, and they are porting it into the PlayStation. So that's why it's better. That's why it will be better than DualShock 4 controller. But it's not because that they have invented something new. It's not because that Sony has done some R&D, some extensive research, and they have shown us the next generation, the next leap in controller design. On the contrary, this is just the old copying and pasting and ripping stuff from old stuff and showing us this stuff as a new stuff. So this is nothing new. It's either being copied or recycled. That's what I have seen. Also, like talking about this game, it doesn't look like a next-gen game to me. Like graphics-wise, this looks like just a PlayStation 4 game. I don't think that the PlayStation 4 won't be able to handle these graphics, right? So yeah, I understand that, as he said, like we are not showing you Horizon, the next Horizon Zero Dawn or something, or the sequel to Horizon. And I think he mentioned that in order to not get like too disappointed about the graphics or something, because I think the PlayStation 4 can handle that, can do such graphics. So this was just used, this game was used because I think this will be the only game that Sony will make that has full support for all the DualShock 5 or the DualSense or the PlayStation 5 controller features, which are already like 90% of them is present here in the DualShock 4 controller. So I think they went with this game because there's no other game that will have these controller gimmicks or features. I don't think they will have any other game, so they don't have any other choice but to go with this game. So yeah, as you can see, this is like this thing, like the movement of the controller left and right, the tilt. This is just a gyroscope thing that has been here for ages. It has been here since the PlayStation 3 days, so nothing new. So he is still tilting left and right in order to move or whatever. This was already here, like since 2006. So yeah, ironically, they remembered when this was originated, the gyroscope thing, because they are showing us a PlayStation 3 here. So they know, they know this gyroscope thing is nothing new. This is something that has been recycled 14 years ago. So yeah, guys, no, this is not the thing really. And the rest of it was true bullshit. Like the rest of it was true marketing bullshit. The interview part, and I understand that Geoff can say nothing of the cons or the negatives. I think he had in mind, he had many of them, but he couldn't say anything about them because this is done in accordance or to Sony's rules, or this is done in collaboration with Sony, and Sony definitely doesn't want very honest, or doesn't want Geoff to be very honest in his opinion about the controller, because they used him to showcase for the first time a hands-on demo of this controller. And Geoff is really a very nice guy. He's never critical or very honest about stuff, because this way he gets the good stuff from these guys. Like he can't say bad stuff, so that way he gets to arrange the game awards. He gets to meet all these high figure people in the industry, in the gaming industry. Because if he is like bashing them or saying negative stuff about the products, which are actual stuff, like actual bad stuff about the products, I don't think he will get anything from them, like such thing. He will be just like the other reviewers that get a review copy for a game and that's it. But he won't get this stuff. He won't get these exclusive stuff or first reveals or worldwide first showing or first reveal, like he got with his arranged game awards that he is arranging and doing it almost by himself, and also getting funding actually from the gaming companies themselves. So he has good relationships with all these companies and all these high figure people. But don't ever think that he is giving you the real stuff, the real deal about the controller, about if the controller is good or not. He is take it as just him showing you the controller, and you make your own opinion, or you listen to me and I will give you my honest, brutal opinion. He can't tell you, and he won't tell you the actual bad stuff about the controller, how it's like a rip-off from all the other successful controllers, how they are recycling all the stuff that are already in the DualShock 4 controller and remarketing them as a new stuff. This is all like a big bullshitting part, a big marketing part that Sony is doing right now in order to convince you to get into the hype and to buy their stuff. Really, they can't tell you that, oh yeah, we have this very old mono audio thing that's already present since 2013 in the DualShock 4 controller, and we are using that as the new 3D audio thing in the DualShock 5 controller. We are calling it the DualSense controller, not the DualShock 5. And yeah, this very new thing that we are using, which is already present since 2013, is going to be used in a total of 2 games. And it will never be used again, and you will never hear about it again. They can't tell you that. Sony can't tell you that. Otherwise, there will be no hype. If they tell you that, there will be no hype, and there will be no pre-release hype, and people won't buy the product and won't get excited about the products. They can't tell you that, oh, this gyroscope thing that Geoff has demonstrated by moving the controller left and right, and the actual character has moved left and right, has already been here since 2006. They can't tell you that, because for the same reasons, guys, for the same reasons. So they can't tell you that. But this is the reality. So don't be fooled by what you are seeing here. This is just marketing stuff. They like don't believe the hype, or don't always believe the hype. Some games have and some products have actually lived to the hype. and became classics. I don't think this is one of them. I think the DualShock 5 will be, or the DualSense, the DualSense controller, as they are calling it, will be a good controller, maybe even an excellent controller, but because it's just copying stuff from the other controllers, that's why. It's not doing anything new. So yeah, guys, these have been my thoughts about this, I don't know, showcase, what shall we call it? Hands-on demo, because this wasn't like a live demo or something. This was just a pre-recorded thing that Geoff has done. We have a question from Young. Will new PlayStation 4 games work on the PlayStation 5? Sony has confirmed that there will be definitely backwards compatibility, but they are not telling us until now. We don't have full information about that, but they are telling us there will definitely be backwards compatibility for the PlayStation 5. And there have been several news articles from several websites saying that the PlayStation 5 will support at least 100 different titles from PlayStation 4. But we don't have concrete official information from Sony about the actual games, the actual PlayStation 4 games that will be supported in PlayStation 5, and we also don't have any official confirmation from Sony if the PlayStation 5 will support the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 1 games. We don't know. The only thing that we know that's confirmed that the PlayStation 5 will have backwards compatibility with older titles. Which titles are these titles? We don't know. How many titles? We don't know. Which systems, which PlayStation systems, all the PlayStation systems will be supported in the new one? We also don't know. So we have to wait and see. But they have told us that there will be support, especially for the PlayStation 4 games. So the answer is yes, but we will need some more information, Young. It's not clear until now. We don't have official confirmation yet about the details, yeah. But to answer your question, there will be PlayStation 4 games that work on the PlayStation 5. Will a new PlayStation 4 games, I don't know what do you mean by new PlayStation 4 games. So if you mean these, like The Last of Us Part 2 and the new Ghost of Tsushima game, again, we still don't have any confirmation that this will be like maybe remastered and sold separately for the PlayStation 5, like an enhanced edition, or if these old titles will work directly on the PlayStation 5. We don't know. We are waiting for an official release or an official press release from Sony detailing and giving in detail how many games, which games are going to be fully compatible with the PlayStation 5 and so. And you will get to hear it immediately from me on the Very Ali gaming channel. And also maybe on Instagram, I will post about it. But definitely on the channel, we will feature it as well. Once it is once it's being released by Sony, and once Sony tells about it. So yeah, Fauzan is telling no, not up games, only some. Yeah, only some. Yeah. I don't think it will support every PlayStation 4 because they, as I have told you, like the rumors and the things, the leaks are telling us there will be about 100 PlayStation 4 games that will be directly playable on the PlayStation 5. So not all games. Everybody is telling us, and all the leaks are telling us that not all PlayStation 4 games will be supported on PlayStation 5. Only about 100 game or so. So yeah, as Fauzan is telling us, not all. It's like the Xbox Smart Delivery. The Xbox Smart Delivery thing is something a little bit different, Fauzan. So you have like the Smart Delivery thing is that you buy new games right now on the Xbox One and you will get a free upgrade. It's an upgrade from the Xbox One game to the Xbox Series X game. So you get an upgrade, an actual upgrade in the graphics and the gameplay. You get the next gen game or the next gen version of this game for the for the same price that you paid, or for free. The upgrade is for free. So let's say you paid the price for the game that supports smart delivery, which is a game that's going or is being released on the Xbox One. And then once this game gets released for the Xbox Series X as a next-gen game, maybe it will have new features, maybe it will have improved graphics and such features. Then you will get to have this edition as well, this next-gen edition, for free. That's what smart delivery is. But smart delivery, we cannot say smart delivery is like backwards compatibility. They are about different stuff. Yeah. But now I'm getting a PC because the exclusive will eventually come on PS Now. PS Now is weak now. Is weak right now, Fauzan. I don't think you can use the PlayStation Now as a substitute for the actual PlayStation. You ask why? Because PlayStation Now, like until now, supports only very low resolutions on the PC, so you won't get to enjoy the games in high resolution. Some games support only 720p. I think they have like just implemented 1080p on PC, which it doesn't look that good really. It looks like compressed video, which is it. It's really compressed video. That's it. And you won't get the actual native output of playing the game locally on your console. So it's different. I have PlayStation Now. I have used it like several times, and I know all about it. So I'm telling you, it's totally different from playing the actual PlayStation game. So your best chance is not using PlayStation Now, because you won't get to enjoy the games really. You will have some lag. If your internet is not good or not so fast, or you have internet problems, you won't enjoy the game at all, because you'll have all stutter and the blurry picture and all the other bad stuff that coming from bad internet. So you won't get to enjoy the games really. I don't recommend it as a substitute. I know it's weak, but I would rather have a device which will allow me to play games and help to my work. Yeah. I am also like a PC gamer. I have and I use it for work, obviously. So I have built a PC and I have spent several months and collecting the parts. Because I was looking for deals, and even I bought some of the parts as used parts because the new ones were so expensive. PC gaming is expensive, that's a problem. And to get like a PC that can run all the new games at ultra settings, which is the best way to enjoy a game really, in my opinion, then you will have to pay the price. That's the problem with PC gaming, and that's why console gaming is very popular. And maybe even as popular, even much more popular if you combine all the big three, Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation. It's a larger market than the PC market, because consoles, admittedly, the entry price for consoles is something cheaper, is extensively cheaper in comparison with PC gaming. But the thing with PC gaming is, once you get this expensive entry thing done, once you pay the hefty price in front, which is getting a beefy PC that can run all the good stuff, then actually the other parts are much cheaper to get on PC. You get PC games at half the price, or maybe even less than that. You get the same game and better graphics, better experience on PC, and a much better price on PC than on consoles. So that's the difference. For me, it's like, if you want my recommendation, then I think a PC is a wiser if you can do both, if you can do a PC and a console, then I think like a PC is the better investment, definitely. As you have said, because you can use it for work, you can do all your work on it, and you can enjoy games as well on it. And the good thing about PC, I think, like right now, we are living in the golden age of PC games, because like we are getting the exclusives from Xbox on PC. All the Xbox exclusives are on PC, like Gears of War, Forza, the Forza games. You are getting Halo now. All the Halo editions are here. And we are also getting the PlayStation exclusives. They are coming to PC one after the other. You are getting Horizon Zero Dawn. You are getting the Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls and the other games from Quantic Dream. You are getting Death Stranding, which was just released a few days ago. So you're getting all these games that were console exclusives, either Xbox or PlayStation exclusives. You are getting them on PC, which if you have a good beefy PC, you can play these games on 4K resolution at 60 FPS ultra settings, which is in a whole different level and league compared to the other to the console version. So yeah, to answer your question, sorry, if you have to choose, I say yeah, I am with you. Definitely go with a very well built PC instead of a console. Yeah. So Fauzan, yeah, it's an investment definitely. And the good thing with PC is that you have no worry about playing the old games like we are having now with the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Like Young has asked about, okay, will the PlayStation 4 games be supported in PlayStation 5? You don't have that question when you are having a PC and when you are PC gamer. Because like if you have a Steam library with old games even from 2000 or from the 90s as well, you will definitely be able to play them immediately or maybe do some tweaks in order to get them to run properly. But you can play a game on PC from 20 years ago and get to enjoy it. You can't do that on consoles. So with PC, when you buy a game, it's yours. It's really yours. And it's yours forever. Even if you upgrade your PC, even if you change it, even if you go to a laptop, even if you go back to a desktop, you will get to enjoy the game almost forever. That's not the case with consoles. You have to stay with your old console. You can't sell it. If you get the new console, if you sell the old one and get a new console, you are almost never guaranteed a chance that you will have backwards compatibility. In most cases, as it has been with the last 2-3 generations, you will get no backwards compatibility, and you will have to rebuy your old games as remastered editions, which are just like a new coat of paint and high resolution, and that's it, for a full price. So yeah, like at the end, when you think about the end result, as they say, like PC games or PC gaming is actually eventually at the end, after thinking about it for several years, it will be the cheaper option. Definitely, it will be the cheaper option. So Xbox is pretty much useless if. Yeah. I think Detroit is coming to PC definitely. I think it's already released or something. Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain are definitely here. Detroit, I'm not really sure if it has been released or not. Definitely, like a must-play game. One of my favorite games of all time, really. And I played it on PlayStation 4 because I couldn't wait. Xbox pretty much useless if you have a good PC. I agree with that. I see no point in having an Xbox. Maybe only if you have too many friends who play only on Xbox and you want to play multiplayer games with them, because the multiplayer on Xbox is still the best multiplayer available. It's better than the multiplayer on PC, and I think it's better than multiplayer on PlayStation. But it's like a niche audience, the audience that's only playing multiplayer, and all the player that has all his friends on Xbox. This is the one that will get a true benefit from Xbox. But otherwise, yeah, there's no point in getting an Xbox and paying $400 or equivalent, or maybe even more, to get an Xbox, and then you have to buy or rebuy all the games. And maybe the good thing that Microsoft is now doing this backwards compatibility thing, so they are like lessening the pain that you will feel when you buy a new console, and that's by when you get the new one, the new Xbox, you will be able to play the old titles, the Xbox One titles. Even I think they said that the 360 titles will all be playable on the new Xbox, so that's a good thing. But then, what's the difference from a PC now? Like, there's no difference from PC. That's the other argument here. Like, there's no difference from PC now, and you get all the exclusives on PC already. Halo Infinite, which is like the most anticipated Xbox game, which will be feature next Friday on very early channel during the Xbox Games Showcase. This game is coming, has been confirmed by Microsoft. That's also coming to PC. So what's the point if the most requested and the most like hyped about game, exclusive game for the Xbox, is already coming to PC? So what's the point of buying Xbox Series X? What's the point? That's the thing. My PlayStation 4 turns into a jet if I play FIFA 20. That's a thing that's very, very true, and I have this problem personally as well. Like the fan thing has been a it's not a defect, but a problem. Let's say a design problem that Sony never fixed. We didn't get like a redesigned PlayStation 4, like no slim version or something, or no version that solved this fan thing. And we got the Pro. The Pro for me is even louder. The Pro is a bigger console, but a beefier console than the original PlayStation 4, and it's actually louder, Fozan, than the original PlayStation 4. So I will set it on my calendar to watch the... I will set it on my calendar to watch the Halo... Thank you. It's coming at next Friday at the exact same time. So it's coming next Friday also at 4 p.m. GMT or UTC time. Exact same time as this live stream. So I will be more than happy to have you on the stream as well. And yeah, guys, I think and I hope that I have answered all your questions, and I hope I have given you an honest, brutally honest analysis of what we have seen from the DualSense controller. And thank you so much for watching, and I will catch up with you in the next one. Bye-bye.